Audio test. Hello? Hello? Hey guys, welcome back to a bit of an ad hoc stream. And I'm gonna listen if it's actually okay. Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. Okay. So, guys, how and girls, how have you been doing? What's up? Yeah, bit of a new setup. I spent a couple of hours today and basically setting this crap up. So I hope you like it, first of all. And we have a new microphone. I have... does this work? Yeah, that actually works. I have this thing over here. The Go XLR sort of mixing panel. So I can just basically, you know, there's sliders. You can pretty much see that, right? Kind of nice. So I'm super happy with this because I was really getting like sick and tired of all the sort of mess that we had going on with the audio all the time on stream. So I invested quite a bit of money into this double setup, the Go XLR plus the Shure microphone. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. It's not like entirely yet how I would want it to be, but yeah, it's good, I think, for now. Your setup's awesome. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So yeah, so the room is well, it's the same room, but I basically flipped everything around 90 degrees. So normally I would be basically sitting over here. Now yeah, everything is like 90 degree stuff. So let's get into what you guys are saying, because there's already some people asking questions. So yeah, guys, first of all, welcome. El Sabio Nakinags. Good day, sir. Just want to ask if the Paladin Bleed spin to win is still viable. And it's not super viable, to be honest, because I tried a bit of it in this patch, and I couldn't really make it work anymore. And that has to do with Warpath just being nerfed. I'm not 100% sure what the nerfs were, but I tried this the other day, and yeah, it's just not good. A pretty simple answer. So hopefully, but I think I answered your question as well on the YouTube channel. But hopefully we are getting a bit of love back with a 0.7.8. That would be good. Yeah, so you wait for the next spin to win update. Yes, exactly. Pretty much addicted to this game, Mr. Inadequate. That's good, man. Me too. And then particularly the video creation part, which is by far the part I enjoy the most, right? So yeah, so that's cool. We got Peter Santana. Hey man, how are you doing? Oh, you're a bit sleepy. Already 2:22 a.m. So that is what? That is like, is that over in... That's like near India then, right? The most defensive class for hardcore. Ah, for the Philippines even. It's even further than India. The most defensive class, probably Sentinel, right? Sentinel is just super tanky, especially if you go Force Master. Sentinel Forge Master specialization. The Mastery of Forge Master has you taking reduced damage based on the amount of hits that you have received. So up to 30%. And that is just from your mastery. So from your mastery alone, you can get 30% reduced incoming damage, which is huge, right? And then you can put on a bunch of uniques over there, and then yeah. I've seen paladins go pretty far in the arena. On the other hand, if you are capable with a spell blade, for example, to gather a bunch of ward, then that's very good as well. And the main reason being is that you can just get so much ward that it almost doesn't matter anymore that well, how much incoming damage there is, right? Because you just got like 20,000 ward. And that's 20,000 effective health. There's not really that many enemies, even at like, you know, wave 500, that do 20,000 damage. If you're also glancing below capped, which then requires them to do 40,000 damage, right? So, yeah, that's an option. I've seen some other streamers. Those guys are all on Twitch, by the way. They've been doing that, right? So I think Boardman21 released a video yesterday where he made a spell blade. It reached wave 1000. Now, you have to also realize that he has got like the best rolled gear possible for a build like that. But still, it's an achievement. Even if I would have a build like that, I honestly couldn't be bothered to make it all the way to wave 1000, right? It's just so boring. But yeah, that's just me. But I think he played for 7 or 8 hours straight to reach wave 1000. That's crazy, right? That just seems like a bit much to me. But yeah. Any other public service announcements? Not really. One of the things is that I will not be streaming on Friday, most likely, because I'll be visiting a few friends, as most of the restrictions are being lifted and I can still take public transport without having to cover myself up and everything. So I'm gonna make use of that. Yeah, what else? I think that's mostly it. I installed a second camera, guys, for no real apparent reason, but now you can see the setup as well, which is kind of cool, I think, in case I want to explain something over here. But as you can see a little bit of like what I have going on over here. So there's the stream deck, which is kind of nice. It has all these buttons that you can just press and then you go to a different scene. The two monitors, of course. You see like the tip of the actual camera right over there. That's a DSLR camera, which creates this sort of like nice blurry background. Lights, of course. Without lights, it's gonna look horrible. Go XLR over here, which is super nice already, also for recording purposes. So yeah, that's a little bit of the new setup. I'm gonna also listen back later to this. I'm gonna listen back to the own stream and then see like what I like about it. Admit it, you asked Sarno when exactly the next patch is coming once the interview was over. I actually didn't. And one of the reasons is that I honestly don't really care too much. Because I can share, I'll share something with you guys. Here, this is my backlog. Oh, it's got the webcam now as well. I still have to fix that. It doesn't need to show the webcam, guys. There we go. So this is my backlog. So this is all the stuff that I still have. Like, these are, let's say, all ideas that I have. This I'm actually doing stuff for. Here I'm writing scripts. This is in the process of recording. I'm currently not editing anything, but there are a few things done. I'm actually editing the body armor stuff. Rendering and uploading. This is usually what I do in the night after I edited a bunch of stuff. And you know, then this is ready to be released. So tomorrow you guys get a Serpent Strike build. And this is then published. Plus another 180 tasks. My point is, I have plenty of stuff to do. So I don't really need a new patch in that sense. So I am not super excited, let's say, from a content creator perspective. Although I would love the new patch, because that's obviously like more content and that's always interesting. From a player perspective, yeah. But we'll get it this month, right? And this month is like what? That's how many days left is in the month? Like 10? Yeah. There's 10 days left. Yeah, that's fine. Awesome setup, thanks man. Is this game good or is it like Waltzen? It's good. It's good, Regis. Yeah. It's a pretty decent game. We'll actually play a little bit. I started a freeze mage yesterday. And yeah, I'll take you guys along on a little bit of that. Alright, it's starting up. Let me also post this here over here. Just give me like 1 second, guys. How have you guys been doing? Let me ask you that. How has your week been? Are most of you guys having a day off tomorrow as well? I'm having a day off. Is that an international thing? Yeah, so here we have it, guys. We have the Thy freeze mage. Apparently I'm level 17. Yeah, let's just see. Yeah, so Regis, if you have any specific questions about the game, don't hesitate to ask them. We are all, well, not all, maybe, but there's a lot of experienced players over here. You might get an answer in the chat, but I'm also more than willing to help you out there. Hey, Sarno. How have you been, man? Stealing all my karma on Reddit, I just read. Which is pretty good. What are we doing? Right. I don't really have any like gear or much of that stuff. Who was the weirdo you interviewed? Yeah, I don't know. Some weird dude from Scotland. He lost his accent as well. Now he sounds like sort of Irish. I don't really know. It was weird. But yeah, it was good. It was good to talk. You've been good? I've been good too. I've been changing around the setup quite a bit, as I'm sure you can tell. Is there anything that we want from here? I wish I had the low-level version of the Snowblind. That would actually help quite a bit. I think we'll take these at level 24. Those are pretty decent. They got a lot of shock chance. 149. I also have one with 420 chance to shock on light. I'm not actually doing a lightning hit. Is there anything else that I would want over here? Nah, I think we're fine. We'll just pick up gear along the way. Ah, doing great. I don't have work since last month. My contract was ended early. Ah, that's nasty. Then the flights are available. Ah, okay, so you're still waiting for a flight. Yeah, good luck with that, man. Yeah, a surprise stream, right? Yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to test the setup. And so here you see the setup, and we'll play some gameplay in that way as well. Apparently, we have completed the quest here. I'm not entirely sure where I am in the main quest. I think I just saved like the last refuge. Yeah. And then that is it. We can also tune the game sound a little bit soon. Yeah, so see, we can turn it up a bit. So you guys can hear that too. Yeah. It's a good setup, right? Will the patch that's coming soon wipe characters? No. No. Unless they screw something up, but they usually don't. So no. There's no character wipe in that sense. Alright, we're taking the prism reps, right? 30% elemental damage. That's pretty good. Yeah, so I just did the Forsaken Trail, and we saved the last refuge, and now we're just going over here. Yeah, so we're trying to be some sort of like freeze mage. I don't have an awful lot of like stats or stuff yet, but it works pretty well, and we have as well, we can snap freeze, and we have of course glacier, which is still super strong. I can imagine this might get nerfed next patch. I would not be surprised if that's the case, but yeah, I might level it at least for this character. The game reminds me a lot of Path of Exile. I think they'll take that as a compliment. There are, you know, there are a few similarities, but I would say it's got like very much its own identity in that sense. We'll take that, right? Yes, it's a lot better actually. Yeah, we'll also be using just... Oh, hello. Yeah, I have no void resistance. As usual, actually. I probably want to craft a few resistances, typically void, because they do a lot of that stuff over here. Yeah, pro streamer right there. No one saw that. Do you reckon Glacier needs a buff? No, I think Glacier is fine, Sarno. If you keep it like this, I'm actually happy. And if you don't, I would understand. So be it, sir. Spin to win for now isn't viable for the patch. Nah, true. See you next time, man. Yeah, that's a request, Sarno. If we can buff Warpath a little bit, that would be nice. Cause it's a bit weaker right now, and I'm actually being serious. We'll see what I can do. You don't have much time left though, if you don't already have it planned, right? Right. So we're going a bit of an unconventional route here, because what I try to do with the skills as well, right? So the skills Lightning Blast, we're going for the chain, and we probably increase chain range next because it's just like pretty good quality of life, right? So we take a bit of shock chance, convert it to cold damage, and then probably start messing around with the freeze rate multiplier, and then afterwards just see where we end up. Cast speed is pretty good. We could even do blind chance, create shock nova on first enemy hit. I mean, maybe. But this is not necessarily going to be like a damage ability in that sense. I think we just regard it as being something with the potential to quickly snowball out of control. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Whereas a fireball is easier to keep in check due to its fundamental design and mechanical differences between here and Warpath. Yeah. No, I totally understand that. There's a potential for a skill like that with like Cyclone as well. Yeah, to be completely overpowered, I suppose. I think back in when did I make that build? 0.7.3? That's I think where I made 1 or 2 Warpath builds using using both bleed and just hit. And particularly the hit damage on Warpath is currently just pretty bad. There's just not a whole lot going on. And fireball's easy in check. Yeah, I see the difference there. Can you explain crit? Can't find much on spell crit versus melee crit versus critical chance and how it procs on things like channels or AoE chain. Yeah, I can do an attempt. So I'll get up the statistics menu and then I should be able to sort of help you out there, right? Let's try and make sure that we don't die here. That would be nice. So by default, all characters have 5% crit chance. And that's crit chance across the board, right? It doesn't matter if it's like spell or melee or hit or whatever. Doesn't matter. So you have on any hit, and a hit is also basically anything that hits. Can be a spell, can be an attack. Once again, doesn't really matter. On any of those, you have a 5% base crit chance. Now I have a little bit of crit chance apparently because, yeah, here, right? Because it's 6. So now it's back to the base value. It's 5% crit chance. Now this item over here, can you actually see that, or is my camera in the way? Yeah, my camera's in the way. That's not great, is it? Let me have a look. Let's put that over there. This might actually be a better camera position anyway. It's not, now it's nothing in the way. Yeah, maybe we'll keep it like this. Okay, fine. So here you see it, right? 5% crit chance. And if I equip this weapon over here, it says 30% increased critical strike chance. So that is 30% addition to 5%. So that would round up to 6.5%, right? And in this case, they round down to 6%. So that is how, let's say, percentage increased critical strike chance works. Now, if I would have crafted, for example, I'm not sure you can actually do this on a... Yeah, you can. If I would craft this, it is percentage, right? But if I would, let's say, this would make no sense. Let's say spell is also percentage. Is there a flat one? Not on a staff. Alright, so if I... Is it on this maybe? Critical strike avoidance. On boots maybe? Where's crit chance? Can I do that? No. Okay, so I can't actually show you an example over here right now. But on other weapons, let's see if we find another weapon. You can actually craft flat crit chance. A flat crit chance makes just like that 5 crit chance. It can increase it to like 8 or 12 or whatever. And then that 30% that we just got from the unique does apply to the whole thing again. So then certainly it is a 30% out of 12 base crit chance, which is like 4-ish percent, right? So you'd be up to 16. So that's a little bit on how that works. Damage over time abilities do not crit. Channeled abilities do not crit. So for those abilities, critical strike chance is useless. And for the others, it works basically like I just said. Sarno with some inside information. And I'm dying again, of course. That's fine. Looking in terms of Warpath will have reduced mana pressure. So I guess increased mana efficiency? It will just be cheaper to cast. Greater added damage effectiveness, right? That's a buff, that's good. It will also be unlocked earlier. That's fine, but not super relevant. And be affected by global changes. Alright, so that should actually help quite a bit. To how mana spent on channel abilities. And we've done a few in the past. You've done a few races in the past already? I've never actually seen that. But they don't tend to be planned for long before they happen. Right, I can see that. I could see one where multiplayer is available. We haven't started discussing it yet. It would be interesting, to be honest, to organize like a race from 11th Hour Games perspective. I know that I Do Damage did some racing, but it was a bit... It was not really typically a race. More like an event, almost. Yeah, I just keep dying because I'm reading chat and I have no resistances. So don't mind me. Don't base your buffs on this character. Like this character is going to be fine. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'll have to craft a bit of resistances actually. Particularly Void. That's that's gonna help me out quite a bit actually. Yeah, it's all your fault. Of course. Void. That's fine. Fatality, sure. Let's get some fatality over there. Dodge. Nah, we don't need dodge. Void. Void protection. It bricks, okay. Helmet, fatality. Void. Void protection. Bricks again, it's fine. Throwing attack damage. Very good one. This, but I have 900 of the stuff, so it doesn't matter. Alright, so we should be pretty safe right now. Yeah, we got the 63% protection and 32 of the other elements, so that's fine. That's more than enough. Hey, Sanctuary's Reaper, it's going well, man. How are you doing? Thyworm have been playing around with my Spellblade today testing. Who knew Mage can get 72% block chance? What are you using to get 72% block chance? Especially because there's not even anything in the skill tree. Have you did you equip the Void Blade? Who grants additional block? Because that would make very little sense, but at least you get block. I suppose that's something. Yeah, good. Just been doing some channel art for my son. Warzone. Oh, the Call of Duty one. Yeah. Ice Ward, Flame Ward, and so. Ah, true. Yeah, you got block on those skills. Yeah, I did my sort of original Spellblade build had something similar as well. You know that actually back in the day, around I think 3 months ago by now, 11th Hour Games announced that Ice Ward would get reworked. And that together with Flame Ward, Ice Ward wouldn't really exist anymore. And so I thought, well, you know, let me at least make a build for now, so that you can use both of those skills, which are super strong together. And it was my Spellblade build of like I don't know, 4 patches ago, and it's still in the game. They didn't actually kill it yet. I thought by now, you know, it would have been gone, but it's not. So it's a little surprising that that's still there. I thought, okay, you know, next patch is gonna be gone. Technically, we said Fire Shield and Ice Ward will be removed. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not saying you guys lied. I just thought that it would be removed faster, because you guys said this what, like 3 months ago, I think, something like that, right? The removal is still planned, yeah. I'm gonna change my settings a little bit, guys. Just a second. FSZ Phantoms has subscribed to the channel. Thanks so much, Betty. I appreciate it. I think we're gonna decrease the microphone gain a little bit, up to this level or something. That's fine. Let me know how this sounds, because I think yeah, it was a bit on the large side, and then we'll turn up the whole thing a bit over here. The removal is still planned, yeah. All right. I think this should be better. Select the skill. Yeah, what are we gonna do? Probably Flame Ward. It's gonna be so boring though, right? Once again, Flame Ward. But it is by far the best defensive skill. We could do Elemental Nova and then teleport, and then cast that Elemental Nova while teleporting, something like that. But I think Flame Ward. Yeah, let's just go for Flame Ward for now. Can we do anything with freeze over here? Is there something? Oh, there is actually. Oh, you retaliate with cold. That's not bad. And then freeze chance. And then lightning. Yeah, we don't want lightning though. Okay. Yeah, no, fine, sure. Let's do that. Instead of what though? Instead of Glacier is still a skill of ours, right? Instead of Snap Freeze, I suppose. Yeah, and in terms of the passives, we're taking a bit of an unconventional route here, just because, well, I want to try something else. So we're not going for the optimal passives here by any stretch of the imagination. But I suppose we're trying to freeze as much as possible here, and then I guess at some point, like, we'll worry about damage later, I guess. Because as you can see right now, my damage is really not that good. Alright, we need to get in here to get our additional idols. And then, yeah, then it should be fine. Yeah, and the removal is still planned. That makes sense to me though. I mean, the sort of, yeah, you can stack so many defensive things on a mage that it's kind of like out of the archetype almost, that you have so many defenses while you should be squishy, I feel, at least to some extent, right? But instead you can just cast like 3 shields or something. Because this is cool. Yeah, Flame Ward, Fire Shield, and Ice Ward. But nonetheless, the Spellblade and everything is still a super fun build. It's one of my, I think, more favorite builds out there. Turning your mage into a Spellblade and then basically going full ham. And what I like about that primarily is the sort of the synergy that you get between this and the fact that you can just like do a bunch of attacks, get some ward, and then basically be a defensive character by simply attacking, which synergizes really well with like the archetype that you're playing, right? That's probably one of my favorite things about Spellblade. An adept staff that is better than what I have. But we're freezing quite a bit. Like we're freezing and we're stunning, which is a combination that you can pretty easy combine, because you get shock along the way if you want to, you get freeze along the way if you want to. Is that the lightning blast, lightning chain converted to ice chain? Yeah, it is. Just done fresh in, time to sleep, see you around. Yeah, see you around, buddy. Let's try and kill him before he does that. Alright. Do I want anything from this? No, I don't think so. Having loads of fun, plus I wanted to play something different than the status quo. Yeah. No, definitely true. There's there's a lot of options and versatility in Spellblade as well, which I really have enjoyed. Is that dragon the first real boss? No, not really. I passed the first real boss. The first real boss is a sort of like void worm that comes out of the depths. And depending on your character, I saw a great post on the forums about this as well. Depending on the character, it really depends on how smooth that first boss is going to be. So let's say if you're a mage, then it's pretty smooth. If you're a sentinel, it doesn't really matter like what abilities that you've chosen, because you'll be around level, I think 9 maybe when you take on that boss. So you just don't have that many options to choose from in the first place. But if you're a sentinel, it will take you like 2 minutes or something to kill him. If you're a mage, it takes you like 20 seconds. And that's just the reality right now. I've been practicing with freeze rate and ice mage very strong. Yeah, it works so far pretty well, I should say. Guys, I'll be right back. Just a second. Alright, guys. What are you doing with the bot? Let's spam emojis. We can get away with it. You can probably get away with it. Is my bot preventing you guys? You got 875 freeze rate multiplier. I don't know how much I have, but not that much. Where can you see that? Other stats? Freeze rate 0. Yeah, that's not entirely correct because it's in the passives of the skills, but yeah. Oh, it's night. Yeah, it's Nightbot. Yeah, Nightbot is he's just using a timer. He's not actually doing anything. My Nightbot is still pretty stupid, guys. Yeah, we can go Volcanic Orb and then turn that into Frozen Orb as well. That's pretty good, actually. Well, some do start off strong early, but around 20, when you get your Mastery, they all can clear pretty quickly and easy, yeah. Yeah, so you're referring to the post, right? That I was talking about. And while I suppose that you're right, that in the end they're all viable and Sentinel is really strong, let's say, towards the end. That's totally true. But getting there and like just the idea for me right now that I would have to level a Sentinel is like painful, honestly. I mean, it is that I just have like a bunch of decent unique weapons and things like that that I don't really mind too much. But currently it is probably my least favorite class to just like play in the campaign with, simply because it's just lacking damage at the first, I mean honestly, the first like 25 levels or something. And that's what I enjoy about the Mage, that the Mage has so many good options that you can just mess around with, and everything is sort of viable. You can try it out. It's fun. Picks up, you get shield throw and hammer throw. Yeah, but still, then you need like if you're like a new player, it's gonna be still a little bit tricky, right? Because you need the throwing affixes, which are not like super common. Otherwise your throw damage is not gonna do an awful lot, right? And you skill with like physical damage, so you can do that if you want. Does Xanger's self-damage trigger the riposte from Sentinel's vengeance attack? I don't like the level an Acolyte. Yeah. I kind of do, but I don't mind minions. And if you level an Acolyte with minions, then it's pretty strong, right? Leo, I don't think it does. Like, I'm not 100% sure, but I tried some other passives in the Acolyte tree that had to that triggered while I was, let's say, getting below 50% health. So there is a I'm not sure what the name is, but there's a passive node in the acolyte tree, and it makes you summon a minion whenever you get below 50% health or something. So I just like topped off health, equipped the Exsanguinous, and didn't work. So, but the only thing is, I'm not sure if it is supposed to work, because I would expect that it works, because the skill doesn't specify whether it has to be like enemy damage or if self damage is fine too, because then you could basically constantly proc that by you know, getting a potion, which would then also trigger the effects of the Exsanguinous. So it would actually be a super neat interaction, right? And then you get below your threshold again, and then you summon a minion, and then you use the rinse repeat. So it is not working, but what I'll do is I'll make a note, because I think it might be, you know, not intended. So yeah, I've also told myself that I will start taking notes during streaming, mainly for bug fixes, because you guys come up with like a bunch of stuff. So Exsanguinous should trigger below percentage health effects, question mark. No, Karsten, there is nothing available, and yeah, EAG is working on it. They're also not really sort of like willing to disclose their APIs or backend, or there was a guy asking for that the other day. So we'll just have to wait until 11th Hour Games does this. But it's not there at the moment. Very true. It's sort of like not a huge problem, but it would definitely help, particularly for sharing builds and stuff. But right now, I mean, if you want to share a build, you really only need to post, what, like 7 screenshots, right? Of your skills, of your passives, and then maybe describe a little bit your gear. Yeah, I think everybody would love to have path of building kind of software. But yeah. It is what it is for now. Damage will provide something similar to GD tools. Who is Dammit? Or what is Dammit? Let's stop this thing from doing that. Oh really? It is the actual creator of Grim Dawn tools. Sorry now. I've played Grim Dawn a bit, but not enough to make use of like tools like that. And I follow the build guide mostly anyway. For my first playthrough. Freeze it. Hello? Those guys have a lot of health, which means that they are a lot harder to freeze. Because the formula interacts directly with the amount of health that the enemies got. So the more health basically they have, the harder they are to freeze. But it's okay. Alright, what are we getting? I think the cast speed is pretty good, right? We would want that. And right, so we do cold retaliation with freeze chance. We'll just try and go full freeze here. Even though it doesn't really, you know, doesn't really add too much to what we're doing otherwise. In terms of damage primarily. Cast speed for this is pretty decent. And this front loaded is also pretty decent. It does a lot of damage if you want to. I don't see that much use for like additional crit chance, honestly. We're not gonna be a crit build by any stretch of the imagination. So that's not gonna matter too much. But the hit damage is nice, right? And the double cast is probably also nice. We'd be building something very similar to what we did in the past with the lightning blast, but I suppose that's okay. No, I want this as well, right? Maybe we don't care too much about the hit chance. Even though it is pretty massive in terms of damage. Nah, let's go to the multiplier for now. Let's just try and freeze as much as we can. Alright, it stopped that, huh? There's also a bit of a synergy between this this spell and Glacier, because I think our Glacier gives us like global freeze chance. So we should get into the habit of like doing Glacier and then the lightning blast basically. We could also try and craft some more stuff on our gear in that regard, and make sure we get some more freeze rate on our gear. That would probably help as well. Yeah, Glacier's still pretty strong, guys. Now I'm honestly curious to see what happens with it after this patch. I'm curious to see what happens with this patch anyway. I mean, I really can't wait for the list of changes, and then trying to figure out like, okay, but what does this actually mean, right? We don't really care too much about the vortexes that we create over here. So we get a global freeze rate multiplier by 100%. We can have more mana efficiency if we want to. Chill chance, double chill chance. Ah, freeze rate. Alright. And we can target them. If we can target them, that's actually pretty good. Let's go that route. Rhyme Gaming with the donation. Hype? Thanks, buddy. Thanks for the $5, man. I appreciate it. All right. Let's go in. We're removing 70% of the game, right. So most entries in the patch notes will be identical. It'd be pretty good if you guys would like actually release just for like an hour or something, right? A game where just everything stops after like Act 2. Like you create a new character and then just Act 2. Yeah, we told you. 70% of the game is gone. See what happens. Call it a social experiment. Not saying it won't happen, but it won't happen intentionally. Yeah, well, if you honestly, if you unintentionally remove 70% of the game, that is that's impossible, right? That's just impossible. Unless you do no testing, then I guess it's possible. But just shrink the window resolution. Even the damage output while we are freezing and not really investing in damage is pretty decent right now. Also because the cast speed is going up here, so that's always such a nice quality of life, and it increases damage, of course. But it just makes everything feel so much smoother if you have a bit of a cast speed going on. A hermit staff. That is not better, I don't think. I can never remember like which staffs is what. No, it's 5 adaptive spell damage. That's not very good. Yeah, freeze rate. This is kind of nice as well. Now we cast even faster. Hey, got a specific request for feedback if you don't mind. Sure. Do you like the visual effects for teleport? I have never really thought about it, honestly. But it is. These are things. But chat, please respond, guys. But these are things that I just don't really care too much about. To be very honest. So, you know, do I like it? Yeah. I think it's fine, right? I would expect maybe that there is also something left behind, like maybe a small bit of dust or something, right? Because you're like you get out of this, but instead there's nothing. So I would expect maybe like a few sparkles over there as well, that just as a result of you like jumping through a portal, right? Yeah, the ghost tree is from I'll show you just a second. The ghost tree is from the arboreal circuit that has a 10% chance to summon an illusory tree when hit. And it's a minion. It's a tree, but it's a minion that uses taunt. And then so when I'm hit, I can sometimes summon that tree. It taunts enemies, even from multiple streams away, to be honest. Have to talk to a vendor when you walk away. The vendor window should close. Yeah. But guys, what do you think of the if you have an opinion on this, what do you think? What do you think of the teleport animation? The visual effect, not the animation. The visual effect. I'm also with that. I don't really care too much about those effects. Yeah. But one visual I really liked, teleport related, is the lightning warp skill from PoE. I don't think I've ever used that. I'm always using flame dash. Or dash these days. Dash these days is pretty good. Yeah, I haven't paid much attention, honestly, which is supposed a good thing. I agree. I agree. That means that at least it's not bad, right? Because then it's like what the point I try to make as well with sound design. Like, there's not that many people that would notice sound design. Like, I am probably one of the like few, because I am just more interested in that, and like I've also myself done stuff with that, and like I'm into like microphones, recording, the whole voiceover stuff, of course. So whenever I hear things in sound design that seem off to me, it means they're actually off. And but it's still up for interpretation, right? But if you have, let's say, a few people in the community that are not, let's say, audiophiles like me, and they notice that, like, for example, the skeletons have like these weird sharp sounds whenever they shoot their arrows, then your sound design is not good, right? I understand it's not a focus, but that's more like a comparison to what I think with the teleport visuals. As long as I don't really notice them, that's what Chuckster is saying, right? As long as I don't really notice them, it's probably fine. Or at least it's not fine. Because then I would have probably noticed, right? The shades from teleport are a waste of time, right? I haven't really played them too much. Isn't the idea that these guys taunt as well? Those shades? I thought it was. It isn't focus. I mean, with focus, you go in a bit of like a sort of like fetus kind of position, right? It's like you're curling up like a fetus. See? Or that maybe he needs to fart real bad. That's also a little bit like what you then sometimes see. Like, huh? You could edit it with some sounds, and then it would like. I can see that happen. But focus getting a new animation. Yes, that's true. Huh? That's true. Can't remember whether I've posted. Yeah, you have. You have posted it. It's on the forum. He is constipated. Yeah, exactly. Nah, you posted Ice Barrage. You posted this one. You posted what else was gonna get changed? Meteor, right? And Static Orb. Yeah, I did a small video about it. Okay, level 24. Ash Staff. And Glacier, yes. And Glacier too. Yeah, we talked about this last stream as well, where you mentioned that the timing in the videos was a little bit off, which is why it maybe looked not as sort of impactful as it should have been. Where are we taking this? Yeah, freeze rate multiplier, sure. For media, right. Did you adjust the media visual effects as well? Feedback? That's a good question. There was quite a bit of feedback on the whole thing, it seemed. Also in the forums, right? Damage over time. Elemental protection. I should go back at some point and get a few uniques, I think. Because I'm probably able to equip a few more and then just see where we end from there. Particularly boots, I think, because these don't even have movement speed, which is kind of sad. Alright, but let's kill the boss first, which shouldn't be too much of an issue, I guess. You know, if we weave in some glaciers combined with the other stuff. We don't do the most amount of damage here, but it's okay, right? We have those ice vortexes as well. Okay. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. An oak staff. I have a adept staff. No, I don't think we need anything from here. I prefer looking like it's summoning a meteor from the sky rather than pointing at the ground. Yeah. I think it makes sense to concentrate on skill. Animation is more in need of some love. That's true. No, that's true. I think you can always tweak some of the individual skills. And yeah, then see how that progresses over time, right? Anything else we want to change over here? Yeah, I might just want to grab those. I have better ones than this, but it's fine for now, I guess. We want a good belt, maybe? Dodge, slow. Most of that doesn't really matter. And this we want at 33. Let's which is the better one? We want the one with the most freeze, but it doesn't matter. Oh, here, 99 freeze rate multiplier. Alright, we'll take that one. Is that like close to perfect roll? It is close to perfect roll. Alright, nice. Yeah, and anything else doesn't really matter, I think. If we would find somehow the low level unique diversion, the snowblind, but then a low level, that would be really good. Otherwise, yeah, otherwise it doesn't really matter. Yeah, walking animations like like Acolyte. It's quite a big difference if you put on those boots. Yeah, like Acolyte. I guess also like the Werebear. That always seems like super weird to me, to be honest. But it could be me. Do we like the camera over here, guys? Or is it not? Is it a bit invasive with just regular play? Because in this position, it's not in the menus. So I guess that's good. But now it's in the middle of the chat screen, for example. Would you prefer the face cam over here or rather in the corner? Yeah, so it's mostly about like where the position, not what you see on the face cam. That's another discussion, I suppose. We can discuss about that too. Okay, sorry. The camera position looks good there. Alright. Yeah, we can keep it that way. I suppose I'm gonna be a sorcerer. Yeah. Although Shadow Strike is nice for cold, but I already have a cold inspired Shadow Strike build that I'll probably revisit as soon as the next patch hit. I'm gonna be revisiting a few builds as soon as the next patch hits anyway. A runic elemental. Yeah. Not yet. Maybe in a week. But for now it's gonna be a sorcerer, that's fine. So we get additional mana, which is kinda nice. We get meteor, which is, I like that skill, honestly. Maybe not. We'll see. We'll see. There's surprises with Rogue next week. Yeah, for some reason, and maybe you guys initiated that reason, but for some reason there is, if I also visit some of the other streams, there's this idea that there is still going to be one big announcement for the next patch. And I'm not totally sure where it's coming from. Because if you just look at this patch, the next patch, there's so much in there already, right? But yeah, he did put the bow and the dagger stash tab. I saw that. Is it Boardman's doing? Has Boardman just been hyping stuff out of the blue, basically? Why am I picking up a club? That makes no sense. Leather belt. Okay, fine. We'll pick it up. Someone was teasing us. Right. In Boardman's chat or what? Or was it Sarno? Yeah. That was just a quest, that's fine. I'd say that there are unannounced changes, but not unannounced additions per se. Alright. That's fair enough. So you would be changing the availability of the subclasses and then make Sorcerer unavailable and then make Rune Master available, right? Ryan was being coy in McFluffin's chat. Yeah, that's what I heard as well. Because I was in, yeah, that's I think the source of this. Well, what do we say? Conspiracy, maybe. Yeah, because I was in McFluffin's chat like, when was that? 2 days ago, I think? Yeah, it was not yesterday, it was 2 days ago. Then he mentioned something similar as well. It's also like part of the charm, isn't it? That you just like mess around a bit about potential changes for the patch. It does. Whereas, you know, you just kind of know that in half a year you'll have everything, right? I honestly don't mind too much. I just kind of hope that maybe the, let's say the new classes and subclasses are not released at once. So I would love to have, let's say, well, let's just assume right for now, hypothetically, I would just love to have the Rune Master next patch, right? And then you can just play with that guy, and he will have a lot of people who will as well, because it's something new, right? And then get a good feel of the Rune Master, and then the next patch you'd get the what else is left? There's another subclass somewhere, right? Isn't it? Sentinel is all 3. Acolyte? Yeah, the Warlock. Then you'd get the Warlock, right? And then yeah, with Rogue you'd probably have to give more than one subclass whenever you release that, but Rogue and 2 Masteries will go out at once, right? She wouldn't be viable without Masteries. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, the Warlock. Yeah, exactly. That I would appreciate, that we get those sort of in like phases, which instantly creates hype for that patch, right? And you would just coin it like a Warlock patch, and then basically I think everyone would be happy with just that change. Like, I don't really care, or I don't really think that people care too much else than about other changes. All I want is a marksman, yeah. The earlier we can start playing with the Rogue, the better it will be at release. Yeah, that's some good reasoning right there. I don't think that's how it's going to work, but yeah, theoretically that is true. Yes. Are quivers confirmed by Bray? I don't know. Not to my knowledge, but that doesn't mean much. Not sure if Sarna wants to say anything about that. You would assume there would be quivers, right? bows are confirmed. You think so? Yeah, freeze rate.